That's the problem. So this is about similar to real fight and real situations that we have. So improving your one-on-one skill definitely will help you to win this game over time, because you have to understand how you can win and overplay your enemy instead of do everything exactly the same what do you call that, same style or same skill, because that sometimes it works, sometimes might not, because the meta of the game is keep on changing. So now you can see Tanya is being the offensive side. He always try to offense when he have a full troops. Even though Alexander having a full troops, he also not trying to do that. So he are being very defensive. If he continue to do that, his base can't really afford more than loss, you know. So when he have some of the mistake, being use his archeries to attack too quick, that's why the base try to aim his archery instead of aiming his super heavy at all. So you really have to work out some of the timing to use your super heavy to tank, and let your super heavy tank most of the damage, and use your archeries to take off some of the enemy HP, but also not to let your archeries go down too quick. Now the enemy base is activated, definitely is not a good time to do the attack, but anyway he still do that. And now Tanya do some defense. He definitely have to go back to retreat from Alexander. Then I will say this time defense Tanya doing a very good job to chase back Alexander, and he can do a counter attack because his base is definitely activated. So both his troops inside the base can do a lot of damage like now, and then his archeries continue to kill the enemy base as well. So definitely he can trade more than what he should have. That's why you can see Alexander having 2 groups totally down, and then having 3 groups inside the base. But Tanya does not so worry about that. He continuously to siege, and I think this technique is very good for one-on-one. And my truck going back to my base that asking me to send for resources. So let me do that very quick. And just go back to the match. So both of them definitely doing some of the recovery and recruit back their troops to become a full troops. So but from this one-on-one, we can clearly see that Tanya's skill is a little bit better than Alexander, because the first thing is that Tanya can play a little bit aggressive, and he know how when to retreat, and also when to attack. Now he is not the best time, even though his archery is dying, but he know he can siege some of the enemy base, and he also use archery to kill some of the enemy archeries. So that even though his archery is going down, but enemy also doesn't have archeries to do a counter attack, so that he are buying some time. But now Tanya dying just too much. His super heavy is totally wiped off already, so you have to wait for the super heavy a little bit longer time. Then he have 2 group of archeries going down, but Alexander having the same situation. He have 2 group of archeries going down as well. So both of them can't do any counter attack at all. But the problem now start is because Alexander base is on the yellow, and this Tanya is still about almost brand new base. And so even though the answer of this Alexander having some kind of a very good skill to overcome, he still can't fight 61 with a brand new base, even though it's not very strong. But 50 over billions definitely can help. So that this 61 is trying to show that he is the cheerleader team. So come to do some of the like round 2 or round 3. So please prepare, and not to forget he is one of the teammate as well. But he choose not to being unfair to fight some of the team that their member is not coming during this match. So I think Alexander doing very good to use his light tank to kill off the Tanya archeries. Tanya not using anything inside his base to support his archeries, then kill this light tank. I think that is a little bit misplay from just now. But he also asked his super heavy to be retreat. That is correct, because your archery is going down. You no need to let your super heavy to die for nothing. But Alexander, he also tried to use his best time to defend. But always defend, your base will going down like 2 to 3%, 2 to 3% over time. Your base will go down if it doesn't want to do anything at all. And you can see Tanya base still brand new, even though he doesn't have a lot of troops to defend now. And Alexander doesn't want to take this opportunity to do a counter attack. So I think both of them also try to save two group of the troop inside his base to be able having some defense. But sometimes your troop inside your base is like totally useless if you doesn't use them at all. So at some point, you really need to think about when to use them to do some pressure instead of letting them stay in the base do forever sleeping. That is not helping at all. Otherwise, your base is activated, then you should let them stay inside the base to become very safe. Alexander now doing some counter attack. Let's see what he can do and how Tanya can defend this. So Alexander is not using even any archeries. So definitely Tanya is doing a very good job. You no need to react until any archery is showing up. So definitely Alexander doing a very I'm not sure to say very bad job, but it's not good things to do because you want to win one-on-one. Definitely you do not want to activate your enemy base without a reason. Now if you activated enemy base, if enemy try to being very aggressive to put his super heavy out or even put his archeries out, definitely his base can kill anything, try to aim the Tanya troops. And now the base is activated, instantly can kill this Alexander super heavy. So that is not a good time to do this double siege within when the enemy base is activated. When you activate it accidentally, you should really wait the enemy base to become deactivated. When your super heavy try to attack the deactivated base, definitely the deactivated base will take about 2 seconds before they will be activated. That is how you can gain more second and more advantage. If the base is activated and you try to attack during the activated time, the base instantly will react and try to counterattack anything you try to touch that base. That's why you always want to gain the advantage when the enemy base is deactivated instead of activated. But this one is based on one-on-one skill, so it's very easy to see both players that how they're doing, whether which one is good, which one is not the best, and they have room to improve definitely. But from the angle, I will say both of the fighter also not having the best angle to do B2B, because you can see this great problem. Let's see. Yeah, from this side you can move 1, 2, 3, 4. If there is 4 grid, definitely you can't do instant go in and go out things to siege the enemy base. So that if your base is on the left side or the right side, definitely you can do that. It's more safe for your super heavy to go in and go out, something like that. So I do another. Alright, so Alexander try to do another counter attack now. Hopefully he can use archeries, but if not, just try to activate the enemy base without reason. And 61 tried to do a cheerleader as well, saying that this is round 4. He also not to interrupt and try to move away his super heavy. And then Tanya really do his backup, try to do some counter attack. Now his base activated and try to counter attack this Alexander. Someone jump in and maybe he tried to be the backup or not. I'm not really sure. So let's see what we have here. So we have to check both of the players trying to join the team, supposed to be under 150 million power to be qualified for any new member try to join the team. And then Alexander tried to do some counter attack during this Tanya defending, but Alexander just not do anything fast enough that he tried to retreat. I think this Wo is really trying to join Team Matt now because he really trying to go in. I think that is a good things to have another members. So let's check Wo power to make sure it's 150. So he's about 52.2 million power. Wo joined the team of Matt, and then Alexander is 65.2. So two of them join is not above more than 150. Definitely two of them is qualified for this team. So now the situation turn. I think 61 really have to come in. But if 61 come somehow put on the left side, I think Alexander will having a lot of pressure because Alexander is the highest power people and he getting half of the HP down already. So Wo should really do something if you want to join the team, but or maybe you want to look at those two fight their one-on-one until the end. But that will really make the decisions and the result the same. Like this Alexander already having a lot of disadvantage. So if Wo really want to join this team, he really have to start to work something now, so that they might turn around some of the fight from disadvantage become advantage. it's okay. But if Wowo really try to do something, then 61 have to really go in now instead of letting Tanya being 2-on-1 the situations. But the main problem you can see Alexander do a lot of siege but can't really bring down Tanya base, and now Tanya base getting some pressure from Wowo. That is really a problem. Definitely 61 they already used one airlift now, so it's considered one airlift down, but he also doing savage strategy to take down Wowo. So definitely Wowo can't do the things. So maybe 61 do a very gentleman's move again. He tried to fight with this Wowo one-on-one, and so that Tanya and Alexander can continue their one-on-one instead. That's why 61 tried to hold and stall and also disturb this Wowo just to make sure Wowo is not in the range. But Tanya also tried to do another thing, is helping his teammate 61 to siege down this Wowo. I think Tanya really take all his effort to help and knowing what is the best time to do what. Alexander tried to use a light tank to do some defense, but that is not very effective during Tanya base still activated. And now he's trying to do some attack, and Wowo can't